Hey, what is good, YouTube? What's good, PlayStation Nation? It is your boy Persona of Gaming with Persona, host of When Persona Speaks, and one half of the host of What's Up PlayStation Podcast every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. And how are you beautiful people doing today? I said, how are you beautiful people doing today? I'm a PlayStation fan too. I'm a PlayStation fan too. Ladies and gentlemen, today we talking about respecting people's time. Respect my time. I got a wife and kids. Respect my time. 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 I got a wife and kids. Respect my time. I got a wife and kids. I have no console engineer too. But is respecting your time always good for the gamer? But this is great for gamers. All right, what we going to talk about today is this an anomaly? They're an anomaly. Is it an anomaly? Who knows? I don't. Is it an anomaly, guys? They're an anomaly. This might be one of those things where the anomaly argument might actually come into play here. They're an anomaly. Who knows? We'll find out. I'm a console engineer too. Of course, console engineer. And of course, some people in the community, it's time to cut the cap. Cut the cap. It's time to cut the cap. Cut the cap. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time, right? One day is good, the next day is not. You want long games, you want your money's worth, next day you don't. Make up your mind. You can't have it both ways. This is not Burger King. You understand? I'm not trying to take your order. I don't make no Whoppers. Make up your mind. Either it's good for the industry and community or it's not. You cannot have it both ways. In this scenario, it is a black and white. There is no shades of gray here. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there are shades of gray. We're gonna talk about it though. We're gonna talk about it. You're probably wondering, what are you talking about, Persona? Obviously, I'm talking about Dying Light 2 and the wave of I don't even want to call it controversy. I don't know if controversy is the word that I want to use. I don't know. What do you guys think? Controversy? Do we all agree on the word controversy? Is that the word we want to use? Controversy? You know what? Screw it. It's When Persona Speaks. It's Monday. We're using it. Controversy, right? And we're gonna talk about that. Also, we're gonna talk about Jeff Ross, John Gavin, creative director and creative writer of Days Gone over at Sony Bend. Used to be, at least. They don't work there anymore. But we are definitely gonna talk about Jeff Ross. We're gonna talk about John Gavin. We're gonna talk about that interview with David Jaffe. A lot of great things were said there. We talked about it a bit on What's Up PlayStation Podcast this past weekend with me and Bari. It was a very good show. If you missed that was our first episode 2022 with me and Bari, man. And if you missed the announcement on What's Up PlayStation Podcast this weekend, me and Bari definitely did announce that we are going to be having Colin Moriarty on the show in February, the week of Horizon Forbidden West. That's Saturday. Colin Moriarty is going to be on the show. So we got Horizon releasing that Friday. Me and Bari, and I'm sure Colin, he's probably playing it 2 weeks. And he's probably playing it now, right? Horizon Forbidden West, that comes out that weekend. Me and Barbie gonna be playing it, putting a lot of time into it. We're gonna be talking about it that weekend, right? That Saturday. And we're gonna have Colin Moriarty on the show. So you already know it's gonna be a lot of great discussions, a lot of great conversations, good topics, good conversation. And, it's really an honor to have Colin on the show. So February 19th, lock that date into your calendars. Colin Moriarty is going to be on What's Up PlayStation Podcast with me and Bari. Do not miss that. And what else? We're going to talk about the Jeff Ross stuff with Days Gone and the sales numbers and all. We're definitely going to talk about that. I kind of want to dibble-dabble a little bit in PSVR 2. Just a tiny bit, guys. I know we talked about it a lot last week. We talked about it on What's Up PlayStation. I know Bari had to speak from the heart. I just want to dip the toe just a tiny bit, and just go a little bit deeper into my thoughts with PSVR 2. Obviously, we're gonna talk about Dying Light 2 and the 500 hour, the whole 500 hours thing. That's really gonna be a bulk of our conversation, honestly. Also, I don't know if I want to show this Horizon Forbidden West screenshot or not, because really, I'm not trying to get my channel flagged or nothing like that. I won't show it. You know what? I've decided I'm not gonna show it. But if you follow me on Twitter, I did retweet it. Joe Miller, there's a screenshot that's floating around. So really, if screenshots are floating around this early, then you know, once you start getting closer and closer, man, that Horizon Forbidden West, we might have to treat that like Spider-Man No Way Home and kind of steer clear of the internet, guys, because two screenshots of the PS4 version of Horizon Forbidden West got leaked or whatever. Right now, apparently this is from a jailbroken PS4. I don't know how true that is. They do look. I will admit the screenshots do look. It looks like Horizon Forbidden West, because at first when I looked at it, I'm like, this could be Horizon Zero Dawn and somebody just kind of playing around with some stuff. But nah, the background and all that, it definitely looked like Forbidden West, man. I ain't gonna cap. It looks beautiful. But where are my manners? Where are my manners, guys? Let's start off with shouting out everybody in the stream. And yo, Nariko, man, I appreciate you, bro, for the $20 super chat. Before the show even started, my boy Nariko was ready. He said, "Hey, Persona, I got you, Gotti." I'm like, "I ain't Nariko. I mean, I appreciate you, man." Round of applause for Nariko, man. Always appreciate you, Nariko. Always, man. Okay, so let's shout out everybody in the chat real quick. Yo, Marcus Moore in the building. Marcus, what is going on? Ashton Luca in the building. Miss Luca, how you feeling today? Appreciate you always. Yo, Philip K in the building. Philip, what's going on with you, man? Yo, Sam Ash in the building. Sam, how you feeling, sir? Yo, Carl Anchor in the building. Carl, how you feeling, sir? Wolf Flow in the building. Wolf Flow, how you feeling, man? What's up? Omar Shihat. Yo, Kaba, what's good, man? Appreciate you, man. Yo, Philip DVG, what is going on with you, bro? Walter in the building. Walter, how you feeling today? Ice Queen Gaming, aka Dawn, is in the building. Dawn, how you feeling today? Yo, Games for Eternity, how you feeling, man? Appreciate you, Games. Yo, Gorilla, how you feeling, Gorilla? I appreciate you. It's me, baby 80. What is going on with you? Appreciate you. Yo, GN, the Dawn in the building. DJ Persona in the building. Absolutely. You know how we do things here. Yo, Thurnis Haley. Thurnis, how you feeling? Appreciate you. Who else? Yo, Andre Robinson in the building. Andre, how are you feeling? Yo, James Williams in the building. Appreciate you, James. J Doggy in the building. Cloud Strife. C Fresh 2180. Cyber Dragon. Shout out to y'all, man. Yo, Mr. Go Try Hard Guy Uchiha. Appreciate you. Caleb Kaiser. Caleb, appreciate you. Jeff B Gaming. What is good, Jeff, man? Appreciate you. Yo, Dribble in the building. Dribble. The Unknown. Dylan Rafferty. Appreciate all the early birds, man. Everybody coming through. Make sure I ain't miss nobody. I appreciate all of you coming through, man. I hope you guys are enjoying your Monday evening, right? Because it's going on 5:30. So, you know, for those that are probably either... Yo, Quanvo, what's up, man? Soldier for Life. Soldier, what's good, man? TK, what's up? Appreciate you. Yo, Blue Mustang in the building. What is good, Blue Mustang? Magnificent Black. Henry Heck. Yo, Henry, what's good? Magnificent Black, what's good? Yo, Henry, man, let me know, man. Little mama watching with us. Let me know, man. Shout out to Henry and his wife and kids and the family. Hope they all happy, healthy, and safe, man. So what was I saying? Oh, where am I, man? It's round of applause for the people in the chat. Round of applause for the people in the chat. Oh, yes. Love the chat. Man, yo. Oh, yeah, the soundboard is back up and running, guys. I told y'all, man. I got the soundboard up and running. Now, here's the bad news, guys. Here's the bad news. I cannot find the sounds for the Craig sounds So the millennial piece of shit, the Persona shut the fuck up. I can't find those sounds in my files. So I gotta look through. I'm gonna look on my old gaming laptop as well, because I know y'all love those sounds and I miss those sounds too. So right now I just put like some of like the important ones that kind of pertain to how I am, like when I'm podcasting, and like things that I want the soundboard to do whenever, like, like the wrong, you're wrong, that Mike, MJ gotta help us, man.
Stop it. Get some help.
We're gonna be using that quite a bit today. We got the clap, not the clap as in, the clapping hands, the applause. Let me say the applause. The applause, that's what we got. Not the clap. No, hell no. Applause. Then obviously we gotta have the Naruto sad sound. For those tough days when you're talking about something gamer related, and it just hits you in the feels, and you can't handle it. So a couple of good sounds is there. Yeah, man, the Persona shut the fuck up. I'm looking for that one. I'm gonna have it by the next time I do a show. I should have it on the soundboard. I think I'm gonna just have to rip it from my gaming laptop, like I said, and put it onto the soundboard. But okay, so where do we start? I want to start with Jeff Ross. John Gavin, David Jaffe, Days Gone, Sony Ben. I want to start there. And I want to start by saying this. The Aloy. Aloy.
Aloy, I want you to notice me.
Notice me, Aloy, notice me. We gotta have that, man. That's the legendary one. Okay, so I want to start with John Gavin, man, because a lot of respect for John Gavin, man. John Gavin and Jeff Ross, and a lot of what they do and what they've done for gaming, right? I have a lot of respect because I don't make games, right? I have an idea of the process a little bit, but not really. I'm not really as experienced as a lot of these dudes are, right? So I definitely tip my hat off to them. And I told you guys, if I was a game dev, I'd have got fired a long time ago, because I would have been told one of you motherfuckers to shut the fuck up. I'd have told one of y'all go kick rocks. I'd have told one of y'all to kiss my ass. I would have been fired as a game dev. I'm be honest, man. I would have been fired straight up. So I tip my hat and have a tremendous amount of respect for a lot of these developers within the industry, not just PlayStation developers, but just developers as a whole, because I know that it's very tough. It's a very tough job, right? So I have a lot of respect. So I'm gonna start with Jeff Ross. So this has been making its rounds, man. It's been making its rounds. Like I said, Jeff Ross and John Gavin did do an interview with Dave Jaffe. We'll touch on that as well. I want to start with just Jeff Ross and his tweet. I want to start there because that's where all of this kind of it stems from, right? And I really want to start here because I think for a lot of people in our community, right? I think there is this. How do I word this? Cause I don't want to come off rude and disrespectful. Who am I kidding? I'm me. A lot of people have selective history. I'll say that. Selective history, selective memory, selective reading, selective listening skills. There's a lot of that happens in this community, right? And people tend to how do I say? They tend to favor one thing over the other. So before I even get into Jeff Ross's tweet, I want to make this abundantly clear. There have been people. Do I think Days Gone deserves a sequel? Absolutely. I would love for John Gavin and Jeff Ross to come be at the helm of that, and I would love for them to really be the ones to kind of usher in that second game. And I do think that it deserves its second chance, especially listening to Jeff Ross and John Gavin talk to David Jaffe. I really think if they were given the chance and the opportunity to make a second game on the PlayStation 5, obviously next gen only, and really being able to tap and harness into that power of the PS5. I really think they would have been able to, one, fix a lot of the mistakes that they made as a team and made during the development cycle and development process of Days Gone. That, and that doesn't have to do with the gamer or us. I'm just speaking in general, right? Because trial and error, right? I feel like as a team, right, as a unit, as a developmental team, as a business, I feel like Sony Ben, uh, they understood this Days Gone. I think humbled them. Even though, not saying that they were cocky, but I feel like it really opened their eyes and helped them understand what is and is not possible, what does and does not work, how they should make games, how they should write games, and things like that. I think they definitely learned a lot from that. Even though Jeff Ross and John Gavin are not there anymore, I do think they learned a lot, right? So whatever Sony Ben does create, I feel like it's definitely going to be a very it's definitely going to be a very different game, right? Both aesthetically, technically, and obviously story wise and all that other stuff. I definitely do think it's going to be a different game. But the reason why I feel like Days Gone 2 deserves a sequel and definitely deserves that second chance with Jeff Ross and John Gavin at the helm, is because I want to see them truly be able to create without having their hands tied behind their back. What do I mean? I mean that, as great as the PlayStation 4 was or is, it still is a very great console. As great as the PlayStation 4 is, the PlayStation 4 Pro is even better. The PS5 is even better. We're talking miles and miles better, right? The developmental process, the technology behind that, a lot of that stuff that's there now. Obviously, the technological, not the technological, but the developmental techniques and things like that has been learned, right? Sony acquiring other studios, other devs, and really, especially with having Insomniac on their side now, and I'm pretty sure a lot of these teams are sharing their ideas and what does work, what doesn't work, what you should and shouldn't do with things like that. I feel like if they were able to really have that second chance to make that Days Gone 2, I truly think it would be. And again, I love Days Gone 1. I think it's a great game. I do enjoy it. It did have its issues, it had its bugs and things like that. I think, it definitely, for me, with my experience, it definitely had that. But I feel like if they were able to make a Days Gone 2, I really do feel like with the PlayStation 5's power, they would definitely be able to shine, really, really shine, right? So I do feel like Days Gone 2 should get a sequel. Here's the funny thing about this. I see a lot of people in the community who are shooting down, oh, Days Gone 2 shouldn't get a sequel. It didn't have critical success and this and that and all this other shit, right? And the thing about this community that just it always makes me laugh. I'm always observing what a lot of this shit. What makes this so funny about Days Gone, about people saying Days Gone shouldn't get a sequel, is Days Gone, not Days Gone, excuse me. There's tons of other games that people clamor for sequels for or want remade or all this other bullshit, right? People want an Order 1886 too, right? Which I think it should get a sequel because I enjoyed Order 1886, the first game, but Order 1886 was a 6 or 7 hour. It was not a critical success, not in the slightest. Nowhere close. Rehashed boss fights. There's a lot wrong with the Order 1886. But despite that, a lot of people feel like that game should get a sequel. It deserves a sequel. People wanted a sequel. People even wanted PlayStation to buy Rad, Ready at Dawn, so that they can get that second game. People wanted that. And Order 1886 is nowhere near it's good in technical wise, and even gameplay length and all that stuff and what's there. It just wasn't there. It was a great experience for what it was, and I love the game. If we're comparing, I mean, this game was getting 5s and 6s. You feel me? But a lot of people feel like that is worthy of a sequel. I do as well. Legend of Dragoon. People have been begging for Legend I don't have the NT. I got the NTFF. NTF. No, it should have changed. I'll fix it. It'll change once I'm done uploading it. What was I saying? Legend of Dragoon. People have been clamoring for Legend of Dragoon for years. For years. But in hindsight, or when you really look at it, a lot of people didn't play Legend of Dragoon. Like this hype for people wanting Legend of Dragoon back, I'm willing to bet a lot of people that is hyping, oh yeah, I want Legend of Dragoon, bring back Legend of Dragoon. They ain't even played the original game. Because in today's time of Twitter and social media, a lot of people don't play these games, but they want to be a part of the conversation, right? They want to be accepted by people on the internet. So they're gonna champion it too. Like, yeah, bring me Legend of Dragoon, bring me Legend of Dragoon, bring that back, I want this back. Come on, man. Legend of Dragoon wasn't no critical success back in the day. A lot of people ain't play that. So either the sales numbers are lying or you are. But people want that back. People want that. People want that. People clamored for not Spyro, Crash Bandicoot. Yeah, bring Crash back. Crash sold like what, 2 or 3 million out the gate, right? They even made a brand new game, and I think it sold pretty well. It did pretty decent, but it wasn't like breaking the bank. You get what I'm saying? It wasn't like, you know, this wave of success, like, you know, like on some Last of Us Part 2 type shit. But it came back, it got a sequel, and it served its purpose, right? I think when it comes to the Last of not the Last of Us, when it comes to PlayStation, right? Here's the thing that I've noticed about a lot of people when it comes to PlayStation. When it's PlayStation and when it's a PlayStation game, people only expect perfection and nothing less. Which is, listen, rightfully so. You should expect the best from PlayStation, right? But even in terms of its sales, in terms of the critical success and stuff like that, people are starting to have this mindset again with PlayStation. And I think this is why PlayStation is even starting to kind of tank this mindset on, because a lot of people are looking at PlayStation and saying, oh, it's not a 90 or it's not an 88 or 89. It's not worth looking at. It's not the best. Knack is another example. Knack came out, right? It was a decent game. It wasn't the best, right? It wasn't the best thing since sliced bread. Knack came out. It wasn't received as perfectly well. You know, it did okay review-wise, but it wasn't perfect. That got a sequel, right? And shout out to Mark Cerny, you know, because I think he was the lead developer on that or whatever. That's gotten a sequel. The point that I'm trying to make is, I think, and there's a lot of people who feel Days Gone deserves a sequel, especially with it selling 8 million, right? This whole, because I see people pulling out these crazy factors of, oh, well, you know, it might have sold 8 million, but, you know, it sold 8 million on, you know, some of those sales are, some of the sales that the game sold was on sale. So it was for 40 or 30. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking? Like, you know, it's still selling. You get what I'm saying? Obviously, the monetary is different between 60 and 40, but the point that I'm trying to make is that's still a sale. That's still copies of a game that are out there, right? Spider-Man Miles Morales is like $30 right now, right? Or 20, 25 or 30 or whatever. That shit's still top of the list MPD. Very successful. What are we talking about here? That's why I say, like, you know, with some of these people, their arguments just don't make sense to me, because I'm like, you know, there's plenty of games out there that sell more on a sale, or games go on sale and people run out and buy it, or whatever the case may be. What are we talking about? If the game is in my opinion, if the game is in people's hands, that's a sale. Oh, the mods are on it. Yo, Ice Queen is on it, baby. Ice Queen is on it. She getting these troll motherfuckers up out of there. Yo, Isabella Luxury, what's up, man? What's up? Shout out to Ray Cooper Clips, what's up? Ekem, what's up? Yo, Ice Queen is, Sniper. She perched on the top, waiting. Like, I dare you post some stupid shit in the chat. You out of here. Shout out to Ice Queen. So that's the point that I'm trying to make. Days Gone 2 deserves a sequel. Days Gone 2 deserves a second chance. Now, yo, shout out to Jeff B Gaming, man. Appreciate you always. He says, he super chat. He said, good show. Have you seen the trailer for the new PS4, PS5 game called Showa American Story? Another game from Sony's Chinese developer program. Yeah, I've seen some buzz about that, Jeff. It looks pretty cool. Yo, True Virgil, what's up? Yo, still True Virgil, man, with the goth. Yo, German Martinez, what's up, man? Appreciate you always. Yo, Viper, what's up, man? Viper, what up? So, you know, one of the things that Jeff Ross definitely made abundantly clear during the David Jaffe interview was that, you know, it wasn't PlayStation like Sony, meaning, you know, Shu, Scott Rhodey, Jim Ryan, or even bro, I just had his name. My mind is like all fucked up today. I just had his name on off the tip of my tongue. Pause. Sean Layden, you know, when he was there and he was overseeing, it wasn't the big wigs at PlayStation that were kind of shit cannon and kind of being that stopgap for a Days Gone 2 sequel. It was local management it was the local upper management. So I'm thinking upper management at Sony Ben are the ones. So like I'm assuming the president and like co-president and all that, CEO, whoever. The big wigs at the local level at Sony Ben, who were like, you know, we don't really think this is a viable option. We don't think this is something that we want to do, right? Which, you know, that sucks, right? At least they're getting a chance to they're making a new IP. Obviously, they still learn from their mistakes. So whatever they do create, obviously is going to be great. You get what I'm saying? I think it'll definitely be much better because it'll be a step up. They would have learned from their mistakes, you know, all that good stuff. And obviously more powerful hardware so they can be as ambitious as they want. I just, you know, for me, I just don't like, I don't know, man. I just feel like, yo, man, they should have got a second chance, man. They should have gotten a second chance. And maybe they will later in the future. Who knows? But it was local, right? Because a lot of people were trying to blame Sony. When that Jason Schreier article came out, a lot of people were trying to blame Sony. And listen, obviously Sony kind of oversees all these studios or whatever. But even Jeff Ross said, you know, PlayStation was very, you know, they were not hands off where they weren't really paying attention to the development, but they were very understanding of like the time that they needed to create the game, and you know, kind of the time that they needed to create the games, and the time that they kind of, you know, the hurdles and all that stuff. You know, PlayStation was definitely very understanding of that and willing to give them the extra time that they needed to get the game in the state that was acceptable to Sony Ben. So, you know, PlayStation, you know, Jeff Ross and John Gavin definitely wasn't trying to shit on PlayStation, which I think is a good thing to hear. Like, I'm glad that specifically these two were saying that, because the way they left was not like, you know, like a mutual, like, hey guys, you know, these are my, you know, they kind of left, there was no bad blood, obviously, but you know, the way they left was definitely very different, right? It's not like, you know, someone found a different job and they kind of moving on. This was the kind of, yo, man, I'm out of here because of how shit is at Sony Ben type of situation, right? But not PlayStation, right? And I think that's a good thing, because obviously, again, a lot of people tend to try to say things that PlayStation is doom and gloom, which obviously is not true, because you have people who actually work within the company and work with PlayStation and work with what they do that confirm that stuff. So I think that stuff is really good. But I think in terms, because even like, you know, people were saying, you know, with Jeff Ross, how he was trying to use Ghost of Tsushima's success to kind of rain on their parade, because, you know, their game sold 8 million or whatever, and he used their success and that hype to kind of say what he said and did what he did. And like, you know, I know some people were trying to say, oh yeah, there's a time and a place for that. Hey, yo, listen, man. Yo, Chris Righteous, what's up, bro? Hey, yo, listen, man. I'm gonna be honest. There's never a right time and a right place to really say this type of stuff. Personally speaking, right? because even if he would have said this week, if he would have said this Monday, people would have still tried to correlate it to Ghost of Tsushima in some way, because Ghost of Tsushima sold hit a milestone of 8 million, right? If it was a month from now, if it was 2 weeks from now, whatever, there would have been some correlation to Ghost of Tsushima with his statement. And listen, man, like, if you feel like you got something that you want to say because you're not happy with how something transpired or how something happened, hey man, speak your mind, bro. Like, that's how I'm feeling about it. I'm just like, look, man, speak your mind. Give a fuck. Like, oh, listen, man, speak your mind. If that's how you feel, right? And if you want to put your thoughts out there, as long as it's respectful, which obviously Jeff Ross was I personally think he was respectful. I don't think he was even trying to shit on Ghost of Tsushima. I really think he was trying to point out, look, this is great that this sold 8 million. Why was my 8 million that was sold or whatever not considered good or successful? You get what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Right? So, you know, this whole thing about sequels should happen, most definitely. And I hope that at some point in the future, PlayStation's like, yeah, man, you know what, Sony Ben, y'all need to get this sequel out here. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Henry. That's what Twitter is for. You feel me? It's Twitter. It's what it's for. Like, put your thoughts out there. That's how it is. That's how it is. So yeah, man, shout out to Jeff Ross, shout out to John Garvin, man, and you know, really appreciate them and the things that they bring to the table, right? And yo, now I want to talk about, can I find Dying Light 2? Dying Light 2, there we go. So Dying Light 2. So now I want to have a conversation. I want to kind of switch up and have a conversation about time. Respect my time. I got a wife and kids. Don't worry, guys. I'm definitely going to respect your time. I'm definitely going to respect your time. 100%. Right? Respect my time. I got a wife and kids. So here's the thing about, ayo, the mods working overtime in the chat. I love it. So Dying Light 2, man. I want to get to this. So Dying Light 2, made by Techland. They put out a tweet actually 2 hours ago, right? Really trying, because they trying to like really mitigate, because this, like, again, that misinformation or misinterpretations, they sweep around quick, man. They move around quick. You understand? And it's very hard to offset or mitigate that stuff. But Dying Light 2 definitely did put out a tweet 2 hours ago, really explaining and trying to really knock home that the game is not 500 hours. You get what I'm saying? Because we see a lot of people that are very, very angry. So, you know, they essentially, what they put out is, they said, we want to clarify our recent communication about the amount of hours required to complete the game. Dying Light 2 Stay Human is designed for players with different play styles and preferences to explore the world how they see fit, right? So they broke it down, like they broke it down. Like they really broke it down, right? And here's the crazy thing. Like, yo, people in this community, again, man, like, yo, my mind, like, just, sometimes it's crazy. Because even when they explain, like, look, 500 hours is if you want to max out everything, do every single thing in the game, blah, blah, blah. That is not, the 500 hours is not, you know, just like through casual or normal play, right? So they broke it down. They said, listen, 20 hours. The time needed to complete the main story is 20 hours. 20. Matter of fact, Google, how you say 20 in Spanish? We about to Google Translate real quick. Let me talk to you, baby. All right, let me see. No, Spanish, the English. TWENT. Viente, right? Yeah, viente. There we go.
20,
Vente. You see? 20. 20. Viente.
20,
Vente. Okay? 20. 20 hours is the time needed to complete the main story. Now, if you're one of those that like to do some side stuff like me, I love to do the side content. If it's good, right? If it's just some Fast Quest bullshit, I may fall off. How you say 80 in Spanish? 80. How you spell 80? Ochenta. That's how you say it?
80,
Ochenta. So 80. Ochenta. I'm like, yo, man, listen, Spanish. I love Spanish. I used to take Spanish in high school and in college. Such a great language. No bullshit. Ochenta. Ochenta. Shout out to Viper.
80,
Ochenta. Okay, that is 80 hours is the time needed to finish the main quest, the main story, and all of the side quests. Ochenta. So viente hours. How you say hours? Hours. Horas. What is it?
80 horas,
Yeah, 80 horas. So viente horas is the time needed to complete the main story. 80 horas is the time needed to finish the main story and all of the side content. Now 500 hours. How you say that in Espanol? There we go.
500 horas,
Hold on, I can't say that. I need to hear that like 2 more times. Hold on.
500 horas, 500 horas,
So 500 horas. 500 hours is the time needed to max out the game with all main and side quests, choices, and endings, checking every place on the map, every dialogue, and finding every collectible. 500 hours. 500 hours. Right? 500 horas. 500 horas. One more time for me, Google Translate, because I like you so much. Say it for me.
500 horas,
She said, listen, Google Translate don't lie. I ain't gonna lie to you. Google Translate ain't gonna lie. Listen, 500 hours. That's if you want to do every single thing on the map. Every single thing on the map. Now, see, when this first, when Dying Light 2 Des, when the Des first dropped this, I think it was it Saturday? I think it was Saturday or it was Friday. It was Saturday. Friday or Saturday. I forget. It might have been Saturday. When this first dropped, a lot of people were mad. A lot of people were worried. A lot of people talking about I'm canceling my pre-order. I don't like that. That's anti-consumer. Uh-oh. I think the gaming politician has something he wants to say.
It's very anti. That's too much. Mr. Persona? I'm so glad you allowed me to speak, Mr. Persona. I have to be honest. That is too much. That's too much. Why are you gonna make a game 500 hours? I have a wife and kids.
Respect my time. I got a wife and kids.
I have a wife and kids. I shouldn't have to put 500 hours into a game in order to play and experience everything, Mr. Persona. That's anti-consumer. Right?
But Mr. Game Politician, didn't you say that, in order for a game to get your $70, in order for a game to get your $70, it has to have content, right? It's got to be long. It can't be one of these one and done 5 or 10 hour experiences. If a game is offering you 500 hours worth of content and worth of time that you could spend into a game, how is this anti-consumer, Mr. Game and Politician? How is this wrong? I need you to explain this to me and to the people in the chat, Mr. Game and Politician. We've got 120 people in the chat, Mr. Game and Politician. The floor is yours. I need you to explain to us, how is this anti-consumer? How is this wrong? How is making a game 500 hours wrong for the gamer?
I'm gonna be honest, Mr. Persona. It's wrong because I have to go to work. I can't spend 12 and 10 and 15 hours in a game every night. like some people can, right? I have a wife, I have a kids,
Respect my time. I got a wife and kids.
I have responsibilities, right? And I just don't want to spend all my time playing a game.
Rightfully so. I get that. But if you want to just experience the story of Dying Light 2, that only takes 20 hours.
Yeah, but you know, if I want to platinum the game or something, it's going to take 80 to 500 hours. I don't like that. I should be able to platinum the game in maybe an extra 5 hours, right? So 25 hours is all it should take for me to platinum the game. They are purposefully padding this game with stuff to make it make the price okay and to do all this stuff, and it's very anti-consumer. It's very wrong, Mr. Persona. I don't like this.
Now listen, guys. Here's the thing, right? If you care about the Dying Light story, I don't like. For me personally, when I see this, I don't really. How do I explain this? I wanna tread this pretty light. All right. I personally feel like if you care about the story of Dying Light 2, right, and you are going into this what a story. Yo, Philip, what's good? Yo, Phil DVG, appreciate you, bro. He says, error, gamer energy towards Bethesda RPGs too low. Here's the thing, right? If you care about the story of Dying Light 2 and you going into it for the main story, play the story and be done. Like, I don't know. I just feel like people are looking at that 500 hour. They're looking at that 500 hour number and thinking that they're obligated or that they have to play sink that much time into the game. You don't. Realistically speaking, you don't even have to sink the 80. You can sink the 20 to 25. It might take, depending on like difficulty or whatever, or maybe even 30, right? Whatever time you decide to sink into that story, right? It's up to you, right? The story can be completed in as little as 20 hours. I don't see an issue, right? You don't need to put the 500 hours into the game. Now, see, here's the other side of it. Let me get Games for Attorneys. Yo, Game for Attorney, man, always appreciate you for the super chat, bro. He says, Mr. Game and Politician, pardon me, but that's a horrible game and take, with all of respect.
Mr. Persona, can I answer, Mr. Game and Mr. Games for Eternity?
I'll allow it.
Games for Eternity, I hear you. I hear you, Games for Eternity, but see, here's my thing, right? Mr. Games for Eternity. You're not approaching me with your argument in good faith. Okay? I'm telling you that this is anti-consumer because then putting that 500-hour number means that they are forcing me to put that 500 hours into the game. That's wrong. That's anti-consumer. You're not approaching me in good faith, Mr. Games for Eternity. So because you're not approaching me in good faith, Mr. Games for Eternity, I cannot have this conversation with you because you're going to just disrespect me. You're just going to keep disrespecting me. It's wrong.
Yo, Mooch, appreciate it. Yo, shout out to Persona. Dying Light 2 can be 1,000 hours. It'll be there for all of it. Keep up the great work, Persona. Respect my time. Yo, Mooch in the building. Stop yelling. Who's yelling? Shout out to Mooch, man. Make sure you guys check out Mooch's podcast, Crossfire, every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Mooch's channel, man. Mooch, a great guy, man. Really great guy. Yo, T-Mang, appreciate you, T-Mang, for the $5 super chat. T-Mang says, gamers complaining about hours in the game, but will spend hundreds of hours on social media. This community makes me sick.
Stop it. Get some help.
Hey, yo, T-Mang, they're an anomaly. An anomaly, brother. It's an anomaly, man. But see but T-Mang, you make a good point. You make a very good point, T-Mang. And this is what I was gonna say about this community, man. The 500 hours is not an obligation. You understand? There is no ultimatum where you sit down, they're sitting you down and saying, hey, in order to play this game, you need to put 500 hours into it. If you only care about the story, play the story and be done with it. But see, here's the thing. People are seeing that 500 hour number and thinking that if they only go for the story and nothing else, they're not getting their money's worth, because they see that 500 hour number and they feel like, oh man, all that for 500 hours, but I don't want to put the 500 hours into the game. So I don't want to play it and I don't want to buy it. That's how a lot of people really feel. Because they've seen, I'm telling you guys, because they've seen that 500 hour number, if they only put the 20 or 30 hours into the game and be done with it, they feel like they're cheating themselves or being cheated, and they don't want to put the 500 hours in because they think that that's padding, right? Now, granted, Ubisoft and some other, and Ubisoft and some other places, they are known for making really long games and putting a lot of like tedious stuff into games and stuff like that. Trust me, I get it with that, but I feel like if you just care about a story, go for that, especially if Dying Light devs are telling you, look, the story can just be done in 20 hours. Just play the story and be done. But see, but there goes the other. It's very weird, because then you open up the new door saying, oh well, if the story is 20 hours, it should be in Game Pass. I'm gonna play it in Game Pass. Yo, Scuff just emailed me. Yo, I think Scuff, they read my tweet earlier. Scuff just emailed me. It was like, hey, thanks so much for choosing Scuff. So, we'll be shipping your controller on the 21st of January. That's crazy, man. I'll receive the order by the 21st of January. That's crazy, man. That's crazy, bro. I ordered this damn Scuff back in December 21st. Yo, Iron Panther, what's up? Yeah, I lowered it a little bit. Omar, thanks for telling me. Corey, man, appreciate you. Problem with bloat, we don't want more AC type games. Corey, but see, here's the thing. How many of those AC type games are we really getting? How many games are really, let's truly think about this, right? Let's put our thinking caps on for a second. How many games are you really getting that are 300, 400, 500 hours, right? And the other side of that is, even if a game did have that much, right? Even if a game did have that much, if you're enjoying the game, where's the issue? Like, that's the point I'm trying to make. Because even with Ubisoft games, even though, like, I may get burned out on a Ubisoft game, but if it really grabs me and captivates me and I'm putting 150, 200 hours or whatever into the game, the point I'm trying to make is, if you're enjoying your time with the game, right, and you're doing everything in the game and it's fun and you're having fun and you're enjoying yourself, what does that 500 hour really mean to you if you're enjoying yourself, right? And I think that's what really, to me personally, I feel like that's what's really lost on a lot of gamers of today, right? Because people are looking at that number and immediately they're saying that now the game isn't good or that it's bloated or whatever. And what I'm saying is, if you're enjoying yourself, where's the problem? Yo, Iron Panther, what's good, bro? I don't know if I said what's up to you. What's up, Iron Panther? Like, where's the problem? If you are enjoying yourself, where is the problem? That's what I need help understanding. Because I personally don't see an issue if you're enjoying yourself. Listen, when Days Gone came out, I think to complete the game, it took me like maybe 50 hours, 40 hours, 45, 50 maybe. To get the platinum, it took me like 90-ish, 80, 90 hours, right? God of War, right? I love God of War so much, man. God of War 2018, I love that game. I'm at like 140 hours in that game. The story is maybe, I don't know, 25 hours, 30 hours maybe, give or take. I've replayed that game like 3 or 4 times. I love that game so much. I've put 190 hours, almost 200 hours into Final Fantasy VII Remake. Doing the VR stuff, doing Fort Condor, you know, playing it on the harder difficulties and doing all that other stuff, right? People love Persona. Persona is a perfect example. Shout out to Carl Anker. Persona is a perfect example. People love Persona 5. I mean, I hope y'all love you. I think y'all love me too. I'm sorry. Anyway, people love Persona 5, Persona Royal, all this other shit. They'll put 200-300 hours into that game without an issue, with no issue, because they're enjoying themselves, right? They want to get the platinum, right? They want to get all of the relationships and all of the component and all that other stuff, right? That's like 200 plus hours doing all that stuff. People do it and enjoy themselves. And the people who don't like Persona or don't really mess with that stuff, they don't buy the game, or they steer clear, or they just do the story one time and be done, right? Call of Duty, like multiplayer games, you put time into that. Like Destiny and all these other things, you're putting time into that stuff. You're enjoying it. I got thousands of hours in Destiny, between Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. I love that game. I keep coming back because it's a game that I enjoy. The point that I'm trying to make is the 500 hour number that people are seeing and over exaggerating, because that's really what I'm seeing. A lot of people over exaggerate. The over exaggeration of the 500 number is people, in my opinion, I think it's people kind of, one, jumping the gun. Two, I'm like, listen, if you're enjoying yourself, what does that 500 number mean? Really, what does that mean? But see, here's the other side of it. When it comes to people in this community, a lot of people were just telling you, when they were making these $70 arguments, oh, well, you know, is the game really worth 70? How long is it? The game's got to be at minimum 40 hours, 50 hours to get my $70. Weren't people just telling you that? Every time they argue that $70 stance, oh, well, what content am I getting? Is it one and done? What does it offer? What am I doing? Am I not doing this? It's got to do this. It's got to do that. People were just telling you that $70 games aren't worth it because the games ain't long enough. People getting at Returnal, because Returnal can be complete. Returnal can be completed in like 3 or 4 or 5 hours by somebody that's experienced. But if you really trying to complete everything in Returnal, it's about 60 hours or so, give or take. Maybe a little longer, maybe a little less, depending on your RNG. People shitting on Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. It's not worth 70 because the game could be complete in 10 hours. It's not worth 70 because the game can be complete in 10 hours. The most beautiful game and one of the most technologically advanced games to come out of last year is not worth $70. But they don't want to play Dying Light because it's got 500 hours. That's too much. Even to do all side quests and the main story, 80 hours. They don't want to do that. They don't want to play that. They don't want to do that. They don't want to do that, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, they don't want to do that. They told you that $70 for a game that's less than a specific amount of hours is not worth 70. That's what they told you. They told you and me that to our faces. It's not worth 70. That's what they told you. That's what they told you. It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. It's crazy. It's crazy. That Demon Souls. The Souls games are a perfect example. People, they clamor for these Souls games, right? And listen, it's, you know, especially after just completing Demon Souls, man, like the Souls games can definitely be very addicting, very fun, and I enjoy my time with them, right? People put hundreds hours into those games. The main story only take maybe 6 hours, depending on your skill. 6 hours. People got 200, 300, 400, 500, 600 hours in Souls games. Talking about worth. How many hours are people about to put in Elden Ring? Elden Ring come out February 25th. How many hours you think people gonna put into Elden Ring? How many hours? I guarantee you, at minimum, someone is putting 200 hours into that game. At minimum. Exploring the world, fighting the bosses, fighting the secret bosses, getting all the souls and all that, and leveling up and getting OP and getting strong and getting the best armor, getting the best weapons, getting the best this and that, and this boss and that boss and this and that and that. At minimum 200 hours. Are they enjoying themselves? Are they having fun? After I beat Demon Souls, I went back and was playing it. Me and Barry was playing it. I put like another 10, 15 hours into the game. Farming and doing co-op with Barry and all this other shit. It was fun. It was enjoyable. Where are we at? Where are we at with gaming? Where, how do I word this? How do I word this? Okay. Where are we at with gaming and with this community where's the sweet spot? Let me ask that question to the chat. I'm asking you, chat. Where is the sweet spot? See, here's the thing, Jeff. If it's a chore, if playing Dying Light 2 is a chore, get rid of the game. Stop playing it. Just play through the story and be done. Move on. If it's a chore to do all the other stuff, but you still enjoyed the story, did you still enjoy your time with the game? Where's the sweet spot? I'm really asking y'all that question. I'm asking y'all that question. I'm asking a serious question. If I'm gonna open up the chat. Where is the sweet spot when it comes to game time? That's what I should have probably named this. That's probably what I should have named this podcast too. Where's the sweet spot? That'd have been a good name too. Join the. Where's the sweet spot? How good of a name would that have been? Where's the sweet spot? I wish I would have named it that. Yo, Ekim, man, I appreciate you for this $2 euros. Oh no, that's $2. That's $2 regular American dollars. Appreciate you, Ekim. He says, I may be putting in 500 hours on Horizon Forbidden West. Hey, man, I might be. Ain't no might. I probably will. I most likely will. Depending on how long that game is. I think that game going through that story and doing everything is going to be like 60, 70 hours anyway. I think probably platinum. You're probably looking at close to 100, maybe, to do everything, explore everything and all that. Probably like 100 hours. Your Link, Carba, what's up? What's the sweet spot? What's the sweet spot, man? What's the sweet spot? Talk to me, fellas. What's the sweet spot when it comes to game time and all that stuff? What's the sweet spot? Carba, you can start us off.
I would think between 50 and 80.
50 and 80?
It depends on the game.
All right, so you know what? Let's narrow it down. Let's put it into a category. So let's talk action adventure games, JRPGs and Western RPGs.
Okay.
And let's play in that category, right? So action adventure, JRPGs, Western RPGs, and all that. What's the sweet spot when it comes to time, game time? What's the sweet spot?
I'm gonna keep it 1000% honest. I don't care about the time. As long as I'm enjoying the game, I'm gonna keep playing it. I never once complained this game is too long, but for an action adventure, 30 hours is good enough.
RPG doesn't matter?
It's not like if I got less, it means the game is bad. No, it's just the game is short, and that's okay. That's okay. For a JRPG, least 70 hours, 60, 70 hours.
And that's full completion or just like going through the story and doing some side stuff?
story and little bit of side stuff.
So what about like platinum completions? Like what's the sweet spot for time
Yeah,
with
then
that?
you're gonna you're looking at 200 hours, something like that.
That's a
A la
sweet spot for
Persona
you.
5 and something like that.
Mhm.
If you like if you like platting the game, that's on you. For open world game, a little bit less than a JRPG, almost like between 50 and 80 hours for main game, and if you want to complete it, like between 100 150.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. What about you, Link? What's the sweet spot for like action adventure, just JRPGs, Western RPGs, open world games, and stuff like that? The genres that we kind of can tend to dabble in a lot, or see these types of times for, because you don't really see these types of times for like linear, like super linear style games, right? So action adventure, all that stuff. What's the sweet spot for you? Like personally, what's the sweet spot? Where does it become too much? Is Dying Light 2 too much? Is this 500 hours like scaring you away?
Nah, but see,
whatever.
I'm not a completionist, so no, for me, the 20-hour campaign, that's great for me. I don't need 500 hours because I'm not gonna spend that much time in the game anyway. I don't care about platinum trophy, so for me, completing the game, 100% in it, I get what I want out of a game. Once I beat it, I mean, I might do some side stuff, but 20 hours is good. Like I just beat the Order 1886 last night. That was great too.
For the first time.
Yeah, the first time. Yeah,
What?
I didn't buy the game till
What?
about a year or so ago. And,
Wait a second, hold up.
I
Wait,
went ahead-
pause. Like, why?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You
some games
why
I
it take you so
yeah,
long
I
to get
skipped
to
it.
play? Why'd you skip Order 1886 till now?
I don't know, man. It just, I don't know if it was when it came out. There was other stuff I wanted to play. I'm not really sure, but the game didn't really look crazy appealing to me, so I just kind of skipped it. I mean, there's some games that I just don't play.
So what made you
um,
pick it up now, or last year when you picked it up?
It was on sale on the PSN store, and it was really cheap, and I saw it, and I was like, I'm gonna check this out. So I bought it, but then I ended up putting like an hour into it, and then put it down. And then the other night I played probably about another hour, and then last night I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and finish it.
Did you
That
like
game was
it?
about 6-7 hours. Great story. So it just, I don't know if there's really a sweet spot for me, but I'm not gonna spend you know 100 some hours just to beat the campaign. Like that's too much for me. But if I can get, it really just depends on the game, but 20-30 hours, that's good for just the story. You know what I mean? A game like Red Dead, it took about, I think, almost 60 hours just for the main story. That's a little too long for me. That's
Yo,
that's too much.
people swear by Red Dead 2 though, man. They say that's one of the greatest games since sliced bread. You feel me? And
it was a good game and a great story, but it drug on a little too long for me.
for a lot. But see, now this is where the conversation gets good, Link, because a lot of people put that time in, especially if you wanted to get the platinum for Red Dead 2. We're talking 200 plus.
Yeah, see,
At
that's too much.
minimum, and people were playing through that story and the epilogue and all that. Corey says at Persona, don't go there, dude. You still haven't beat Bloodborne, and that game is all-time classic. Man, fuck Bloodborne. Like what? Hey man, listen. I played Bloodborne though. I got halfway through the game and I explained why I didn't finish it, and I also explained why I'm waiting. I'm waiting for that 60 frames per second or director's cut or something like that. That's what I'm waiting on, Corey. I've played the game though. I've owned the game since launch. I've played it since launch. I've played through the game. I just didn't beat it. Hey, real quick, let me get yo Viper, man. Appreciate you, man. Always supporting the channel, man. 10 months. Jeez, 10 months. Hey man, shout out to Viper, man. Shout out to Viper, man. 10 months, boy. Viper says, I am looking through and realized I did 800 hours on Metal Gear Phantom Pain. I have no clue what I was doing. I think I was into the online-based thief and defense. See what I mean, though? You see? If the game is good, you ain't even know that you put 800 hours into Metal Gear. That's how good the game was. If you're having fun, what does it matter the time? You get what I'm saying? That's the point. Cut the cap.
But look, Persona, a game like Ghost of Tsushima, right?
Mm-hmm.
I did get the platinum for that, but I enjoyed every minute of the game. You know what I mean? So it probably took me a while to get everything, but it was an enjoyable experience. If you're enjoying the experience, I mean, the time may not mean that much.
But see, that's the point that I'm trying to make. A lot of people are writing off Days Gone. A lot of people are writing off Dying Light 2 because they see that 500-hour number and think, again, oh, if I only want to go through the story, I'm not getting my money's worth because there's 500 hours worth of content that I could experience, but I choose not to because of the amount of time that it takes. I'm telling you, I feel like that's how a lot of people feel. Is that they feel like they're getting cheated. They're cheating themselves, but they're getting cheated because they would only want to put maybe the 20 or 30 hours or whatever into the game. And even with Dying Light 1 wasn't a short game. You get what I'm saying? So I don't get it. B Dog said I ain't putting 800 hours into anything. Hey, B-Dog, I'm sure you put 800 hours into something. Go on, look through them play times. I'm sure you put some time into something. Mr. Go Try Hard Guy says, yeah, I got over 2,500 hours in D2. That's what I'm saying, bruh. A lot of time in Destiny. Go ahead, Omar.
That's not a question to you. Have
Yeah,
you ever felt a game is too long for you?
Yes.
Okay, can you give me an example?
Yeah, sure. For me, a game that I felt that was too long, honestly, it was Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I was playing Valhalla, and I think because what I was doing wasn't fun. I wasn't really having fun at the time. And I'm just like, man, this is just dragging me. And that's why I never finished Valhalla, because I'm just like, I'm kind of dreading going back in there. But that was more so me personally not enjoying having a good experience with the game. You get what I mean? If it's something that, the games that I have put, 300-400 hours into or whatever, or a lot of time into, again, COD, Destiny, God of War, Uncharted, Last of Us. I'm trying to think what else. Assassin's Creed Origins. Put a lot of time into. I put like maybe 130 hours into that. Got the platinum and everything. And it's funny. I got the platinum and I still had a ton of stuff that I could do, like in the game, right? So I really think it just depends on the enjoyment of the game.
Yeah, I agree. I wholly agree. Like, for example, people complain about Days Gone being long. I'm like, I loved it. It never felt long to me. On second hand, I find Red Dead Redemption to not only long but just boring to the point where I just simply stop playing the game.
I think Red Dead 2. I think for me, what made that game unenjoyable was more so the controls and not the story. I did enjoy the story and the characters. I think that's what kept me going, because the controls for Red Dead 2 is what really, really turned me off over everything else. Like the story and everything else I thought was great. The world was cool and everything. It was just those controls, really. Any other thoughts though on this whole Dying Light 2 thing?
Nah, to me, I saw it in a different way. I saw it almost like a Dead on Arrival type of way. When
Dead on Arrival for Dying Light 2? For you?
One comes to which game, if you're gonna compare the games that are gonna come out, Elden Ring and Forbidden West, both games are long. And when you're gonna compare them to Dying Light, I truly believe.
But what about games like Zelda, Pokemon? People put thousands of hours into that, or into Mario and all this other shit. People took hundreds and hundreds of hours into those games. I mean, Breath of the Wild, I think people put People are still playing that shit to this day. People that have probably beaten the game and exploring or doing what they're doing, they're putting hundreds of hours into those games. Why are those games not frowned upon when it comes to the amount of time it takes to do whatever it is that they're doing? Why do you think that is? I know why. They're an anomaly. They're an anomaly. It's Nintendo. They're an anomaly. It's Nintendo. I know why, but go ahead, Omar.
I'm just thinking about its placement in the month. Like when you're literally coming from back-to-back open world games, I don't think people are gonna put much time in a game like Dying Light 2, which is why I think it's gonna be dead on arrival. But that's just my 2 cents when it comes to that.
What about you, Link? Answer that question for me, man. Why are people putting hundreds of hours into Nintendo games, and Zelda and all that shit, putting hundreds of hours, shiny, exactly, Blackbeard, shiny farming. I know people who still are at the first that reset to the starting of when you pick your first 3 Pokemon until they get the shiny they want, like for hours, hundreds of hours, for weeks, just the shiny farm. And I'm like, huh? What?
People just pick and choose what they deem to be acceptable.
Crazy.
I mean, if it's a game you want to put all that time in, you're gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
You may be overly critical of another game that may not be interesting to you. So, I mean, I don't get it. I'm not complaining about them doing that. I mean, if that's what they want to do with their game, 500 hours to do every single thing possible, explore every corner of the map. That's great for people who want to do that kind of stuff. And then for the people who want to just play the story, they got a 20-hour story for you. So, I mean, to me, it's a win-win either way. Nobody is telling you you have to do every single thing in the game. That's up to you if you want to do it. Games, either the game is too short, they call it DLC. If a game is too long, they call it boring. It's just stupid.
Yo, facts. Are you gonna play Dying Light 2 though? Ayo, unknown, man. The jury's still out. The jury's still out for me, man. I'm kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I want to see what that console gameplay look like. That's more so my thing. It's the console gameplay. I'm trying to see what that look like. If that look right, then we do what we do. Yo, Jeff B Gaming, appreciate you for the super chat, bro. He says, Red Dead Redemption 2 mission variety got repetitive too, which didn't help. How many missions were Dutch heists turned into shootouts? This is why Red Dead 2 was a tad overrated. Red Dead 2 most definitely was overrated in my opinion. Like as cool as the characters were, the story was cool. Nah, man. Yo, it was alright, man. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the best, man. I'm sitting there like, this is what y'all hyping up? Really? But then you say games like Last of Us and all this other stuff isn't good? This is the best? Stop it, man. Like, cut it out, man. Stop it. Real quick, man, give me y'all thoughts on the whole Jeff Ross Days Gone situation. Do y'all agree with sequels? Do y'all think it deserves a sequel? Do you think it doesn't deserve a sequel? Talk to me.
Go ahead, Link.
I think Link doing something with his kid. Go ahead.
I will go first then.
Yo, okay, wait. What was the question? Say it again. I'm sorry, man.
I said, what's your thoughts on sequel for Days Gone 2? You think it deserves a sequel? It shouldn't get a sequel? How y'all feel about Jeff Ross and what he did, and John Gavin and what he said and all that?
My honest opinion on that game, I don't really care either way. I didn't even finish it. I didn't hate it, but I don't know. I probably won't ever finish it. So I'm probably the wrong person to ask for that.
What about you, Omar?
Okay, yeah, I loved it. I got the plus for it. I 1000% believe it deserves what's called a sequel, especially with how the story ended. Especially what's called after you play the game and you get that original story ending. Like Especially after that, we definitely need a sequel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't leave that on that clip. You can't leave a game like that on that type
Exactly.
of cliffhanger
Apparent,
and not put something.
apparently,
Crazy.
the story for 2 is already written.
Yeah, no, Gavin was saying that. Yep, it is.
Like, that explain why they put that ending in there.
Yeah, they
So,
they
yeah,
definitely knew what they
exactly,
were gonna
because
do
of
with the game.
that. And here is the thing. My tip to PlayStation is this: when Uncharted 1 came out, it was not a banger. It was literally 75 on Meta or something like that. And then Uncharted 2 came out, and what? That game is a 90. Like,
I think.
developers, yeah?
No, go ahead. Finish your thought. Go ahead.
Developers learn from their mistakes, they get feedback. Look at a game like Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn is, 89 or something on Meta, the first one, but a lot of people had issue with what's called with the melee combat, and also the non-existent variety of machine you can ride. And look with Forbidden West, they tackled every single issue we had in the first game. So if your game sold well, then you damn sure should give it a sequel. I have no issue if they're gonna say, okay, look, first you're gonna work on a different game. If you nail that game, then we're gonna give you Days Gone 2. It's like, I would not mind that, but you can't leave us hanging with after what happened with that ending.
Yeah.
And that's just my belief.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely feel like I said, if they were to get a second chance, I feel like the game would be a lot better. Even
Do you
critically.
believe it sold 10 million?
Say it again.
Do you believe it sold 10 million? Because I do.
I believe that it sold well. I 10 million. I don't think. I don't know. I don't think 10 million. Maybe 10 million. I would say, personally, it probably is around the ballpark of 7 to 8. Right? I do think that 8 million that Jeff Ross is, I think he got that from, people are saying he got that from like a third-party site or whatever that was tracking the trophies or whatever the case may be.
Apparently, he said he also got his own sources that back it up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, first of all, and this is why I say, yo, this game community, the fucking audacity, bro. Like, this community, there is no end. Cause it's like, bro, the man worked on the fucking game. The man created this shit. He's worked in the industry. He worked at the damn studio. You don't think this man knows, especially like if he's still friends with people on the team in Bend or at PlayStation. You don't think he knows the sales numbers, bro? Like the audacity, social media is a crazy place, bro. That a person that actually worked on the game, you understand, that was with the team, don't know. They gonna try to dispute and say he don't know the sales numbers.
Yeah, that's they.
What are we talking about here, bro? The man worked on the game.
Dude, you said it. You said it time and time again.
Crazy.
You can't survive being a game developer. If I was you, I would be losing my mind as well. Like, game is too long, game is too short. The original creator of the fucking game don't know the numbers.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, what are we talking about here, bro? That's why, like, yo, like, the man, they try to say his numbers wrong. Crazy. I never in a million years.
And people wanna say that Days Gone sales is not 60 plus because the game went in sales very fast. I'm like, every single game
That don't mean
goes in sale at some point.
But that doesn't mean that the sales. But just because the game went on sale whenever it did, that doesn't mean that the game didn't reach the sales milestone that it's at.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Say what you're gonna say.
Not only that, it's like they wanna use the argument of how many people used 2 accounts to play the game for free and stuff like that. Game
Yo.
share and stuff like that. I'm like, motherfucker, people do that with every single game. Why the fuck all of the sudden when a game you dislike, because you clearly have an agenda and you don't want the game to have sold that well, you wanna make all these excuses for it. But when a game you love, and I'm gonna just name an example, Red Dead Redemption or you name it, and it got a milestone, then all of a sudden it deserves. The fuck out of here with that shit.
Yo,
That's how
Omar, you
people
funny,
act.
man. You are funny as hell, man.
It-
But yeah, man, it's yo, Aaron, what's up, man? So hi, nice to be able to drop by. Also, wasn't Days Gone a part of PS Plus? What does that mean? Like the sales numbers are prior to that, the sales numbers were at 5 or 6 million. What does it be on PS Plus have to do with anything? Like I don't understand why these factors get pulled out when it's PlayStation games, but then when it's anything else, it's accepted at face value. Just crazy. Anyway, but yeah, good show, man. Good conversation. Yo, Game said, I heard someone say something about the sales were inflated with trophy numbers as well. I was like, what the hell is people talking about? How are you inflating trophy numbers? You earn the trophy and that's it. Like, there is no inflating that. What are we talking? Like, what are we talking? Y'all see, man. Y'all see it. Y'all on social media. Y'all see it.
Again, these are the same people that says to an actual game developer, what are your sources? Which is the original dude that's working on the game,
Yeah, it's
which
crazy.
was with Marvel, with Spider-Man or something like that.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
But yo, man, let's get into these outros, man. Yo, Link, give us your outro, bro.
Yo, just hopped on here real quick to give my opinion. Always a good show, of course. Thanks for allowing me to be on and give my opinion, man.
No doubt.
Appreciate it.
Always. Omar, man, give us your outro, man. Shout out your show and everything.
Yeah, great show. Come check me on Game Player podcast every Saturday 6 p.m. See you with Forbidden West because I can't wait for that game.
Fire. Aaron says, if a third-party site is used by Ross, Ross also said he has his own personal sources. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking to Aaron. If there, I just lost my train of thought. Hold up. Even if there are, even if some of those sales numbers are counting the PS Plus sales, which there's nothing confirmed on that. We're talking what? You're telling me 3, 4, 5 million? Like, what are we talking about here? The game. I remember the game said that it was at like, this was a long time. This was a while back, but I remember saying it was at like 3 or 4 million. Like, it sold well. I remember seeing articles that were saying they were happy with the sales, and even when it went on sale, those are more sales that got tacked on. Like, even when it went into PS Plus, PS Plus just came. When did PS Plus collection come? Was that at the launch of PlayStation
It was
5?
on PlayStation
Yeah,
5.
so a year.
But you guys know that game was the best before. Gosh dang it! Before Ghost of Tsushima, it was the best-selling new IP for Sony ever.
Yeah.
I
So I
remember
don't
that.
think people are underselling this
That's
game.
what I'm saying, bro.
Look, I remember
Crazy.
you covering it, Persona and Body.
Mhm.
The game almost was said to be sold around 6 million back then.
Mhm.
So I truly believe that it sold 10 million right now.
Okay, Aaron.
I truly believe PlayStation is ashamed of this game and they don't want it to be remembered.
Nah,
This
I
is
don't.
why
I
they
don't.
have
Nah, I
no
don't think they're
success.
ashamed. I don't think they're
Celebrate
ashamed.
it.
I don't think they're ashamed of it.
I don't think they're ashamed.
Yeah,
of
nah,
it.
they're not
Yes.
ashamed.
I
They're not
think
ashamed of it.
It might not have had the critical reception they wanted, or maybe not quite as much commercial.
Wait, hold
success
on.
based
So
the
Aaron,
budget.
where is? Hold on, Aaron.
Well, you
Where
know.
is Benji Sales getting his numbers from? What number? Where is he getting his information and his numbers from? Are his sources accurate? Are his sources correct? Like, you saying that means nothing. Anyway, Listen, guys, I appreciate y'all coming through, man. Round of applause for the people in the chat. I definitely appreciate y'all coming through, man. I hope y'all definitely enjoyed the show. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. A bit of a short show, one, because I gotta cook. I didn't cook dinner yet, so I gotta cook dinner. Chicken, rice, and veggies. It's gonna be good. That's one. Two, you know, I'm been watching this new show, the show on HBO. I want to catch up on, and Euphoria, the new season came out. Trying to see that, and a couple other things. But listen, guys, man, I appreciate y'all. Stay blessed. Be safe. I might do another show this week, man. Like I said to you guys yesterday when I was streaming Uncharted. Oh, speaking of, now I'm thinking about it. I think I'm gonna do a Last of Us playthrough, Last of Us Part 2 playthrough, Grounded playthrough. I did a Grounded 1 live stream and playthrough for Last of Us Part 1. I think I'm gonna do a Part 2 Grounded playthrough and stream that.
What map was that?
I might start that during the weekend or something like that. I'll see. Or during the week, I'll see. But I got a feeling.
Are you also gonna do permadeath? Cause there's also that.
Maybe I might. I gotta see. I gotta see how I feel mentally. But yo, and I might do another show this week because I got a feeling PlayStation. It might not be PlayStation. There's gonna be some big gaming news this week. I just feel it in my heart, man. I feel it in my heart, man. I feel it in my gut. I really do feel like there's gonna be some real good gaming news this week. We'll see. You know, I'm not no insider. I don't know. I just feel like something good gonna get announced this week. Something good. We're gonna see something good. But all right, guys. I'll see you.
Take-Two buying Zynga.
I don't really care about Zynga, so I don't really care about it. For me personally, that's not really big to me. It's big in general to the world of gaming because, you know, it's a $12 billion acquisition. So, I mean, you know, we'll see what happens with that. I'm not really familiar with the games that Zynga makes, so I have to look at that. But, all right, guys. Y'all be safe, man. Have a great